You did that just like a professional, Mr. Robson.
Yeah, it's the first and last job as far as I'm concerned. What time's the night maintenance engineer get here?
Green's train is due here in about 10 minutes.
Good. By that time, I should be home with this little lot.
You know, this could look as if Green did it, particularly with his record.
So much the better. And take the heat off us.
Yeah, that little lot should go off about 5 minutes after Green gets here.
Oh, you'll be all right in here. Running a bit late, aren't we?
I think so.
What's wrong?
I'll be all right in a minute.
Sit down.
No, thanks. It's just my head.
Let me get your coat down for you.
It often happens when I'm traveling.
Are you quite sure that you're all right now?
Quite sure. Lucky for me you were here.
Police. Police.
You're Joe Green, aren't you?
That's right.
Well, I'm taking you in, Green.
Taking me in, but I'm the one who's been robbed. My wallet is...
We want to ask you a few questions.
What for?
There's just been a robbery at your place of work. Robbery with violence. Come on.
Seen this, Dee? That fellow Green has tried it again.
Oh, you mean the man who keeps on breaking out of prison?
This is the 5th attempt. He must be a very determined character.
What's he in prison for, Uncle Peter?
He and his friends robbed a safe.
Are his friends in prison too?
No, they were lucky. They got away. 5 attempts at escape. That calls for some courage.
That would appeal to you.
He claims here that he was innocent.
Oh, all criminals say that.
Maybe. But they don't all go to such lengths to try and prove it.
There he goes!
remember this, Green. This is the last time you'll try and escape.
This man's no ordinary jailbreaker. This drive for freedom, it must add up to something.
Oh, you think he's innocent?
I'd like to find out. I tried to get permission to see him, but the authorities wouldn't even consider it.
Lucky for you, you're the invisible man.
What do you mean, Sally?
Uncle Peter wants to help the poor man, and I know you're going to help too. I'll get your invisible clothes.
I'm warning you for the last time, Green. You're doing yourself a lot of harm.
I'm an innocent man, Governor. I've got to get out to prove it.
You've tried it 5 times. Can't you see that it doesn't work?
And I'm going to go on trying it until it does.
I don't want to hear all that again. You had a fair trial.
I had an alibi. Just because I'm a man with a criminal record, they think they can hang anything on me. But I went straight 4 years ago, Governor. I'm married now. I've got a kid. I've been straight ever since.
The jury found you guilty. Do you think they were all deliberately unfair?
I'm not saying that, Governor. The full evidence didn't come before the jury. It never came into court. That's why I've got to find this girl on the train.
You can take it from me, Green. The police did all they could to trace such a person.
Nobody can find her except me. That's why I've got to get out. She can prove that I was on the train at the time of the robbery.
All right, Brenner. Take him away.
You stay here, Dee. I'll get this over as soon as I can. Once I'm inside.
There you go. Right.
Jailbreaker, eh?
Look, Brenner, I know you do favors for some of the fellas. Will you do one for me? You get a letter through to my wife.
What's the end for me?
I'll see her, all right? Later.
I've had all that before. Get in. Hey, Green! Hey, Green! You're not going anywhere, Green. The boys outside don't want to see you for a long time. All right, Green. You asked for it. Get moving. Now get out of that.
Joe Green?
That's right. How do you know, Mutt?
I'd like a quiet word with you.
Water! Let me out!
You're all right, Green.
Oh, I'm going out of my mind. I must be.
You're not. I'm Peter Brady.
Peter Brady? Oh, the invisible man.
Yes.
What's all the noise about?
Get rid of him.
What's going on in there?
I'm all right, Mr. Brenner.
Then stop talking to yourself.
Sit down, Green.
What are you doing here?
I've come to see you. I want to hear your story.
Don't tell me that somebody thinks I'm telling the truth.
I think you could be, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Brady.
I'm not promising anything. I'm working on a hunch. I could be wrong, but I'll take a chance.
You don't know what you're doing for me. Nobody's ever believed me before.
I read the evidence of your trial. It certainly makes you look guilty.
It was the night watchman at the works. His evidence convicted me. He said I got there on time, but in fact my train was late. I never got there at all that night.
Could you prove that?
I could, if I could find that girl from the train.
Why didn't she come forward as a witness?
But she'd stolen my wallet. Why should she help me? She'd end up in jail as... Shh. Somebody coming.
Inside, you two.
Hey, cut that out. But, Mr. Brenner, I didn't do nothing.
Come on, let's go.
So they let you out.
I just made it.
Where do we go now?
The place where Joe Green worked. I'd like a word with that watchman.
And am I left sitting in the car again?
Not this time, Dee. You do the talking. You go on in and have a look around his office. If you have any trouble, sing out. I won't be far behind.
Yes, lady?
I wonder if you can help me. I'm trying to find out all I can about Joe Green. Was he really here on the night of the robbery?
I gave my evidence at the trial. He was here, all right.
He says he wasn't.
Who's going to believe a crook like that? He couldn't even prove his alibi.
Did you let anyone else in that night?
What did you say?
Did anyone else come in?
Who's asking?
I am.
Who sent you?
No one.
You're not the police?
No, of course not.
Just a minute, lady.
Let me out.
You came here to find out something. Why don't you stay and listen?
Leave me alone. Peter.
What's the game? Who sent you? You've been seeing Joe.
How could I? Joe's in prison.
Lady, you've already been asking too many questions.
Taylor here.
I told you not to phone me at the office.
There was a girl here just now. She knows something. Someone's been talking. It must have been Joe.
It could have been the girl on the train.
No, we frightened her off. No, it must have been Joe.
Well, what you going to do?
We don't give him a second chance. Now, look, he knows I was lying in that courtroom for a start. He knows a lot more than that by now. He could be dangerous. There's a crook in jail with him now called Sharp. That's right. He's a bit of a tearaway. Now, he'll do anything if we promise him enough. I'll send a message through to him with a packet of cigarettes.
What you going to say? You've got to be careful.
I'll tell him to shut Joe's mouth. Shut it for good.
Keep still, for the love of Mike.
It's my kid's birthday.
And no present? Oh, what's he going to think of Daddy, eh?
I've got to get out of here.
Do that again, mate, and I'll fix you once and for all.
Sharp.
Yes, Mr. Brenner. This is going to be a pleasure. Come on, while the screw's down the other end. Don't forget it's got to look like an accident. Shut the door, Mike. We want it nice and quiet. Come in, Joe. You talk too much. Someone outside's been asking questions. Right, come on, out the window. This time, Green. Green, I'm gonna teach you a lesson you're never gonna forget.
On your feet.
Brady.
Keep moving. You can't prove yourself innocent. Believe me, I'll put you right back inside again. Keep going. Look out down there. I'm gonna jump. Get into this coat. Drive out of sight. Then you'll have to put my bandages over your face. It's the only way I can get you through. Come on, let's go. Look out, police.
May I see your license, sir?
Certainly.
Brady. Oh, the invisible man. Sorry, I should have recognized you. Go ahead.
Nice work, Joe.
What now?
We've got to find out who it was the night watchman talked to on the phone. He called on the internal line. Somebody inside the factory, number 714.
It couldn't be.
It was.
That's Robson's number, the accountant.
Robson, eh? Where's his office?
In the front of the building.
There's a phone in the street opposite. You're going to call Mr. Robson from there. And when you do, I'll be up in his room right behind him. Maybe he'll lead us to the girl on the train.
Seen this, Robson? Green's really out this time.
All right, I can read.
Well, what do we do now?
Well, I get picked up this time like he was before. Don't worry. Anyway, won't be able to find Doris.
Seems to be able to find a lot of things.
Hello?
Joe Green here, Robson. I've got the evidence that's going to prove my alibi. And it's going to put you inside.
Hello? Hello?
Who was that?
It's Green. He says he got the evidence he needed.
Maybe he's got hold of Doris.
There's only one way of finding out.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Quite. I want it.
Not here. All right, we'll wait.
must be inside.
Mr. Robson, I think.
Green.
Leave him to me, Joe. Tie them up, Joe. Give me a hand.
How did you know I was here?
So you do know me.
No, I never set eyes on you before.
You took my wallet. Police.
I tell you, I was following you.
That's complete nonsense, Inspector. I never set eyes on this gentleman before.
Have you any objection to our searching your room?
Go ahead.
Why, that's the bag she was carrying. That's my wallet.
I'm afraid you'll have to come along with me, miss.
Trying to get out the back,
Joe
sir.
Green.
It's not what you want, Inspector. It's these two.
You've got them.
She's my alibi.
Is this correct, miss?
I took his wallet, all right, like he said. Then these two found me. They were going to kill me if I talked.
Well, you can talk now, miss. Bring them along, Sergeant.
You're a free man, Joe Green. And believe me, we're as glad to be rid of you as you are of us. Best of luck.
Thank you, Governor.
By the way, how did you make that last escape?
That would be telling.